His reviews will get you further than the film will ever go. If you give him just a moment of your time, he'll let you know which movies rock, which movies stink, which movies shouldn't have been released. Say hello to Confused Matthew.
As you're all probably aware by now, I'm not a big superhero guy. It's not that I hate the idea of superheroes, it's that for the most part, I just don't care. Occasionally, the concept of a superhero will pique my interest and make for a pretty good film, but for the most part, I haven't been interested or impressed by what I've seen or heard about them. This is one of the many reasons that I had no interest in the Avengers movie. It's hard enough to get my attention in a movie with one superhero in it, but to pack them all in like this, I think I'll pass. And added to the fact that Iron Man 2 was just a commercial for the Avengers movie, I have refused to see it just on general principle. They even had a plug for the Avengers movie at the end of this film, which really got on my nerves, and nothing I've seen or heard about that film has encouraged me to see it. Still, many people insist that it was very good and would love for me to review it, enough to where I may be swayed. I may just reconsider my decision at some point in the future, but only when it comes out on DVD. Maybe. But back to this movie. I can't think of a less interesting idea for a superhero than what I know of the Incredible Hulk. What we have here is essentially Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde redressed, which was a concise story on its own, but doesn't really lend itself well for longevity. I mean, how interesting can the idea of a guy getting mad and turning into a big green monster really be? Now, I've never seen the television series, so I can't really answer that question with any real confidence. It is possible that they had some really good ideas that revolve around this concept. The only incarnation of Hulk that I have seen is the Ang Lee disaster, but when I think about the core concept of the Hulk, I can't even really classify him as a superhero. It's really just a big green monster lumbering around and smashing things. And with that premise, you can count me out. I didn't bother seeing this when it came out in 2008, and if it hadn't been requested, I would never have seen this movie at all. And after sitting through the whole thing, I honestly wish that that had been the case. This movie was truly bad. If you like The Incredible Hulk, that is perfectly fine, but please just answer me this one question. What happened in this film besides Bruce Banner wandering around from plot point to plot point and the Hulk being shot at? I know I use this statement a lot, but it's true a lot, and it's especially true here. This movie was not about anything. Bruce is trying to locate a cure for himself while evading the military, and that's all that happens in this film. We don't get to know anyone, nothing that we care about is in danger or at stake. In fact, we really don't care about anything at all. Bruce is just wandering around trying to find a cure, and the military is just chasing after him. I'll break down exactly what happened in this movie. Nothing more, nothing less. The military tried to capture Banner, but he turned into the Hulk and smashed them. Then the military tried to capture Banner, but he turned into the Hulk and smashed them. Then the military did capture Banner, but another Hulk smashed things, and then the Hulk smashed him. The end. That's all that happened. The human element has been stripped in this movie in a way that I have rarely seen. The characters are dull, and their dialogue is flat. Put simply, there are no people in this movie. There are no emotions in this movie. There are only passive external actions of run and smash. The principal characters are Edward Norton as Bruce Banner and Liv Tyler as his blank girlfriend whose name I can't remember. I like Edward Norton a lot, but he has nothing to do in this movie. And Liv Tyler gives her usual horrible performance. Even with as little to do as she has, her acting is just atrocious. All she does is either talk blankly or scream. Nothing ever happens between these two that makes us care. They don't really say anything to each other. They don't really do anything with each other. The whole thing just goes through one blank motion. And even when something potentially interesting happens, such as Hulk saving her life, she proceeds in the next scene like nothing ever happened. She isn't scared. She isn't shocked. She's just sort of like, meh. Along the way, we're introduced to a villain who has just as little to do in this film as everyone else, but the way this guy becomes the big villain in the end is just ridiculously dumb. The military gives him a small dose of essentially the same crap that's in Banner, but it's hard to understand what their thinking is on that move. Why give someone this crap when you know that an apparent side effect is not being able to control yourself? And then we have the big ending fight. One of the worst ending fights I've seen in one of these films, because these two aren't fighting for anything. We're watching a video game that we can't play. And there isn't really much more to say about this film, because that's really it. Bruce wandered around trying to find a cure, and the military tried to capture him. With as simple a plot as this movie has, and no real deviation from the core, this film is obscenely long. I finished it about an hour ago, and I feel like I'm still watching it. Nothing happened. It doesn't need to be 112 freaking minutes. I'm going to forget about this movie as soon as I stop talking about it, but you can quote me on this. The Incredible Hulk may be the worst post-Batman Begins superhero movie I have ever seen.